What? The sun is nuts. Good grief. No, tell him down. Down. No. Sit. One of the things that I've gotten to do this week is they have day camp and then they have overnight camps. And the day camps, the kids come out from 8 to 3. 3 of our boys have gotten to participate this week, but one of the things I've gotten to do this week is show off the animals.
Little Gray, and she is actually the mama of the 9 bigger kids. Tell Nana what you shared with us last night.
Oh yeah, so the captain of our district, all of Dallas, he saw my PT scores and PICAT scores, and he's recommending me for the NROTC scholarship.
Fantastic!
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. Hey! Here, this way. We're just gonna cut and take it off, gentle, slow. It's looking better and better. Yeah. Just like this, really big as you can. Open, open, open. Do this. That looks so much cleaner and better, doesn't it? Look how this mucky went away.
Silas is taking my 2 youngest to go see a trick pony show. Pretty fun. And I am gonna sneak away for a coffee date with myself and to do a writing project that I've been hired for. I am rapidly realizing that I need some setup. So hopefully I make it to 40 videos pretty quickly so that I can get some of the camera equipment like tripod, a better camera, and a wind filter, a little fluffy thing for my mic. It's Trick Pony Day. Wow. Our neighbor runs beef cattle on his land, and this year with all the COVID stuff, I've been thinking about getting a milk cow. I want to learn more about large animals, and I do things routinized, but over time I'm not as good at the daily things. So probably a beef cow might be more my speed, because then I could still learn about cow stuff. We could still benefit from their life and death, but it would be a lot less work and a lot less daily, and I think that might fit the bill more. So anyway, that's one of the things I'm thinking about. But today I've got to think about my writing job. So I'm gonna try to clear all the distractions. I don't always do this. I do devotional writing, and so my devotional writing I can squeeze in. I can do that I can write a devotional in 35 or 40 minutes before my kids wake up, or that kind of thing. For big picture things where I need a block of time, I'll often either go to a coffee shop or go and sit quietly someplace, or just someplace where I can sit without interruption and carry one train of thought over, so that I make sure that the work that I'm doing is cohesive and comprehensive and makes sense, and that I'm thinking through all the different angles that I need to get the job done. For a while, the last year or so, I've just done some devotional writing and not really any other for pay. And so this is my first back to having some bigger jobs, and I'm excited about that. I feel like I'm in a place where I have the time and the kind of mental space to put real effort into that again. So it feels good. It feels really good. I love this Bible study work. My job is to look for questions that will draw people in to be thinking, that will be inviting and not off-putting. There's a lot of parameters, but I love it because it gets me looking at the text from lots of different angles, and it's like a little personal infusion of God's Word. I'm probably not unique in this, but for me, I've got to, whenever I take on a project, it really helps me to visually write down what I have to do. And so for this particular job that I have, I've got questions and activities that I have to do, and I'm shooting for a particular number, and then I often like to give more than what's asked for. So that's what I'm doing, and then visually that helps me see how much progress I've made. Otherwise, I find I can either get discouraged because it can feel like slog getting through a project, or I can get distracted and feel like, oh, I have all the time in the world. And just seeing visually the progress that I've made is helping me to get the job done. Today I've been having a really nice time. It was an in-between camps day for Doug, and so he was able to, between the older kids and him, we carved out the opportunity for me to get away for a few hours to work on a writing project. And then I just returned something to a store that I needed to return. And even still right now, I'm battling thoughts that this kind of day is a selfish one. That it's somehow selfish or wrong, or I should feel guilty about having time away. It can feel silly or self-serving to need or to feel like you need time away from normal duties. What I'm learning is that while these things are not Sabbath, and I'm not counting them as like time focused on the Lord necessarily, functionally, they function in a similar way to how that Sabbath day functioned as a day of rest. These times when I can get my head up out, which used to be able to happen when my little kids were napping or after 8 p.m. every single night, and I used to be able to do that. But now that my kids are older, they stay up later, there's more children, so bedtime takes longer, and then bedtime isn't the end of the road for me. Like when my little kids go to bed, my big kids are still coming in, showing me things or asking me questions or wanting my input. That is a gift. It's a gift of this season, but it also means that I have even less time to plug up my battery. And just a few hours away can make such a difference in the attitude I bring back home to my family. I think it could be a first world luxury, but I also think when I think back to the rhythms of women's lives over the centuries, I think of pioneer women who would shoo their kids out from underfoot, send them off to play in the fort or to play out in the creek. They would fold laundry and have, an hour of quiet time. or they built in those rhythms even of walking their kids to the schoolhouse for the day so that then they could have the day to work on things. I think about over the centuries, tons of people brought in grandmothers and unmarried aunts, younger sisters, older sisters, to come and help with the kids. Our modern approach to motherhood leaves many women feeling like they have to do it all. And I don't think actually that women across the ages have done it all by themselves. I think that leads often to broken women who are used up in every possible way. Even the most educated woman will be burnt out if all she's doing is educating. Even the strongest breastfeeder will get burnt out if she's just non-stop breastfeeding. Her body has to have seasons of rest. So it doesn't have to look like coffee out by ourselves, but for me, especially in this season that I'm in, adult children or young adult children, all the way down to a 2-year-old who still can't quite say sentences. I can't do it all. And to me, that's the same message of Sabbath, which is, I'm human. I need rest. I am not built to be God for anybody. I cannot be all that other humans need, no matter who they are. I cannot be all that my husband needs. Now, God will enable me to be the wife that my husband needs, but that does not mean that I will always meet every one of his needs, or that he will feel like I meet all of his needs. And same with my children. I am going to let them down. I'm just a human person. And these are lessons that I'm learning. I'm learning to say them out loud. I'm learning to believe them in my heart. And that's why I'm sharing them here with you, because these have been hard-fought thoughts that I'm still fighting my way toward. I believe them, and yet parts of me don't quite believe them yet. Parts of me still believe that I'm better if I do it all, that I can meet every need, and at some point my children will feel content if I just can give them everything that they actually need, that somehow our house will feel perpetually at peace if I just do the right formula of things. I don't believe that, and yet part of me in my heart still clings to that belief of doing. And I think taking time like this away just reminds us all that I am not the need meter. El Shaddai, the all-sufficient one, he is the only one that can meet all the needs that people have, and I am not him. I am just one lowly woman who often does things that are not the best, and who is insufficient to meet all the needs around me. There are needs I can meet and should meet, and so I have to be watchful and prayerful and aware, but I cannot meet all the needs, and I wasn't made to do that. Golly, that's freeing. If I could just get it here, out of here and into here, out of here and into here. I hope this helps you. It's helping me to verbalize it. So I hope my verbalizing it goes beyond just helping me, and maybe can help somebody else not feel alone if you're in a similar place.